All right, guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at BROLY today, the LR Super Saiyan BROLY, which does transform into full power Super Saiyan BROLY. I think that this BROLY is potentially #1. He does seem really good. All right, let's go. Let's just see how nasty old BROLY-chan can look for us. All right, so we'll hit that. BROLY, of course, is going to get extra ki per ki orb. I mean, that at this point, these days, that's pretty much just a necessity. 300k defense. BROLY is guarding as well, right? That's another thing. Like, giving a character guard or damage reduction or dodge, one of these strong defensive abilities, is also pretty much a necessity if a character is going to be like a top unit in the game, right? You need, like, these strongest characters to be able to hang tight. All right, so BROLY starts with an 11 million attack stat. Now, the thing about BROLY is BROLY will just super over and over and over. He has so many additional supers built in that it's going to be really, really crazy, right? So he gets an additional super for the first 4 turns, which we're popping right here. Then he gets a super attack as the first attacker in the turn as well. And then, remember, he also does have the potential for the hidden potential system additional too. Like, it's like, we're going to see BROLY just tossing out these supers like crazy. It's going to be really, I think, pretty dominant for BROLY. Like, it's crazy. Like, we went so many years without BROLY, and now, like, not only do they drop him, but he's just like a crusher, man. Very, very powerful. I am not super sure. I'm thinking about potentially going crits on BROLY to be able to really give him kind of like that stopping power. But of course, I mean, you guys know dodge, of course, is always going to be very, very strong when it comes to like going against the biggest bosses, right? Give you kind of an out against those big boss super attacks and all that different stuff. Yep, dude, this is what's gonna happen with BROLY. He's super over and over and over and over and over. That's what we're going to be seeing with him. I think both him and Gogeta, it's like they're just never going to stop supering constantly. All right, now BROLY has different additionals and stuff like that based upon what slot he's in. So, again, in slot 1, BROLY gets 2 ki and an additional super as the first or second attacker in the turn. But then he gets 6 ki, an additional super, and then a high chance to perform another additional super as the third attacker in the turn. So I figure we might as well just go ahead and see that here. Let's just go ahead and do that with BROLY. Make sure we get, you know, kind of like all the different situations he's in. Super Saiyan 4 Goku would probably get smoked right here, huh? Well, it is what it is. All right, what is BROLY at? So he's at 426. BROLY, I mean, probably would be pretty dominant in slot 3, huh? All right, super attack right away. This sucks. Super Saiyan 4 Goku will take a little bit of damage here. It's not that bad. Okay. So remember that BROLY is getting attack and defense on his 12 ki, 30%. And then on his 18 ki super, he's getting 50% attack. And then he's getting the 15% defense for 4 turns. So we're going to see BROLY potentially be able to maintain a lot of defense, right? As he's kind of getting a lot of these super attacks off. Let's see how many supers BROLY will give for us on this turn. BROLY definitely is very good, but, I mean, if his full potential where he's going to be best is going to be slot 3, I mean, that's, he'd still be good, but, you know, we do need characters who kind of maintain kind of like that slot 1 positioning, right? All right, there's the additional super, okay. And we have a lot more potentially coming. Remember that BROLY does have that 1 additional as part of his intro, right? Which is going to be gone after this turn. He just keeps going and going and going. Yeah, it does feel like this guy wants crit, for sure. Right? As he's just supering over and over and over and over again. If some of these are crits, it's going to be a big deal. Because unlike, you know, like Sword of Hope Trunks, who is going to give you a lot of additional normals, it's going to be a little bit more rare, I'm thinking, with BROLY. And Gogeta, too. Both of them, they have guaranteed additionals that they're getting, which is really strong. All right, guys. So here we are ready to transform with BROLY. So Broly's transformation we could do turn 5 from the start of his first turn. I guess the thing is with Gogeta, right? Gogeta shows up, you float him off, and then when he comes back, he'll be able to transform. Broly, the difference between turn 4 and turn 5, it seems not that big, but it's actually like the Grand Canyon in terms of like the difference, right? It's a huge difference. All right, let's go ahead and pop this. We'll transform, and then we'll also bring out the domain for Broly. Alright, so Broly transforms for us and gives us his domain. Now, one of the first things the domain does do is it gives extreme class allies 4 ki. For the most part, though, I don't know like how... Like, I feel like Broly is just kind of like a super class character, like, pretending he's a villain, right? Like, it's like the characters that are going to link well with Broly, work well with Broly, are mostly going to be super class characters. So, I mean, I guess that's going to be a little bit of kind of like a conflicting thing for him, right? As he gives the support to extreme class allies. And then the domain effect right here, if we click it right here, he gives extreme class allies and enemies plus 10% attack and defense. And if those allies or enemies are exploding rage or movie bosses, they get another 10% attack and defense. And then super class allies and enemies take an additional 10% damage. So, all right, let's see what Broly is going to give us right here. Should be a pretty strong turn from him. Broly, with the domain up, Broly is insane because he's going to have guard plus damage reduction, which is just really, really nuts. 20 million. Okay. So Broly 6 ki, 300% stats start a turn. He has guard. 1 ki when collecting key spheres, and additional 1 ki when collecting key spheres. He has 26% damage reduction until attacking while his different dimension space domain is up. He gets 50% attack when attacking, 50% defense when receiving an attack. He gets an additional super. Then he has a 26% chance to crit when performing a super attack. He gets an additional super and another 26% chance to crit on an 18 ki super. And then he gets another additional super when ki is 24. So, this is where Broly is like at. What he's doing when you transform with him is like it's ludicrous. All of this damage, and then he's also supporting with the domain. Look at this. That's nuts. Yeah, Broly is very, very crazy. As you guys can see, he does have an AoE on his 12 ki super attack. I don't think that really matters at all. An AoE that you're not going to be able to do until turn 5 is not effective right now. Maybe for like the Cybermen event, sure, but like that's pretty much it. I don't really see like the value of Broly having an AoE. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe it's just they've got that right there so that we will fight this Broly in the future and he'll have AoE attacks, I guess, right? Like that's got to be it. So we've pretty much seen what Broly has to do. The one thing I do want to see here is if the second Broly will be able to transform. Because I'm going to be very curious to see how like Broly's domain is going to interact with other domain characters and stuff like that. Yeah, he can't. So the second Broly could not transform. And Broly... Yeah, I don't like this because Broly has stats tied to his intro, right? Like he has stats for the first 4 turns here. The 5 ki, 100% attack and defense, right? So he has that, yet you can't even transform with both of them. Yeah, that's not the greatest right there. Now Broly's domain does only last for 4 turns. But, like, you guys gotta understand, like, fights don't like, especially with how much damage like Gogeta and Broly are going to be doing now, where it's like super, 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 super over and over and over. Bosses are not going to be hanging in there. Like Fusion Zamasu, I would be stunned if we'd be able to get, like, Gogeta's taunt against Fusion Zamasu. Like, he'll be dead before then, right? Like, I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think about Broly and Gogeta. They're both very, very good. I'm not sure if I'm dying to put them in front of, like, Bulma, Future Gohan, Orange Piccolo. I'm not super sure. I mean, obviously, this is only just the first time using them. I'm going to want to get a lot more experience with them first, but, I mean, at both Broly and Gogeta, just vaguely top 5 level is kind of how I'm feeling about them right now. But, I mean, maybe I'm downplaying them. We will see. We will see. So, let me know what you guys think of Broly and Gogeta. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.